We have reached the last stage of my journey with my bicycle camper. Somehow it feels different, more and more like home. But there are still 350 kilometers to go, and there are a few challenges to overcome in the coming days. First of all, the heat. Summer has been long coming, but now it's a hefty 29 degrees. Unfortunately, I don't have that much footage here, so let's do a quick run through. Shortly after the Dutch border, I found another garden to spend the night in. Then I cycled through the Emsland region along the former Transrapid test track. It's crazy to think that 30 years ago levitating trains were speeding through here at 500 kilometers an hour. Unfortunately, I cannot go that fast. First I have to cross an incredibly large shooting range of the German military. At this time of the year, this is more like the Sahara. And then, after a restful night with a lovely young family, I headed to Friseute and on to Oldenburg, where I ended up staying for 2 days with a really nice creative family. They took full care of me, from laundry, cakes, complete meals and a tour of the creative workshop. If anyone here should ever be in Oldenburg, be sure to stop by the Kreativquadrat. Next it was time to cross the Weser again. At the same time the weather changed again and I spent a night in a shelter by the river. Bremerhaven couldn't lift my spirits much either. From here the route takes me through what is probably the most uneventful part of Germany, northern Lower Saxony. I just have to fear for my life on the endless country roads. I'm so afraid here that some grandpa will crash into me, and this is really crazy. I'm almost on a highway here. However, the people here are brilliant. I was able to spend the night in an unused area on a farm. And the weather is also slowly improving.
Auf der Suche nach Wahrheit. Wie es wirklich ist.
But first it's time for breakfast, and Lower Saxony also has its beautiful sights, such as this castle here. But mostly seemingly never-ending rows of fields.
Findet man endlich Klarheit, bis man sie wieder vergisst. Wir fallen in tiefe Löcher und klettern wieder hinauf. Und die Sonne geht unter.
I was able to spend the night in this nice old construction wagon. So now I have to say goodbye again to this super nice wagon. This was very good because it rained a lot during the night. Let's see if I can get out of the greenery here again. Today is a big day. If everything goes well, I will be back home tomorrow. But I still have to cross 2 rivers, the Elbe of course and the smaller Krückau. But the flood barrier here is only open at certain times, which means I have to hurry a bit.
Und die Sonne geht auf. Wir hängen Dingern große Glocken. Wir pfeifen Töne in den Wind und wundern uns am Morgen, warum wir noch nicht angekommen sind.
Well, on the last meters, this is quite a stress test. This is intense. It is very windy.
Wir sind lange schon auf Reisen und kommen immer nur so weit. Die Ideen uns tragen, wie der Mangel uns treibt.
The first river is done.
Vorwärts ist keine Rechte.
Though it wasn't a great idea to take the cycleway along the Elbe.
Alle rennen mit. Das hier ist nicht Gotham City. Es ist nur ein kleines Stück.
This trip has made me appreciate much more how nice it is to have a home. A dry place with heating, electricity, good food and a warm bed. This is a luxury that we no longer even notice in our everyday life. I've been living in my home on wheels for 2 months now, and even though I see something new every day and find a home with so many people for a short time, something is missing. The closer I get to home, the more I feel like I'm back in the right place. So I've really tried to end this in a positive note. I'm a bit stranded here. It is raining again and the flood barrier is closed, which means I cannot get to the other side of the river. I have to find a place to stay here somehow. I haven't eaten much either. I'll probably stick to the bread rolls today. 5 minutes later, it's all sorted. I found a wonderful place in a barn on a farm. My host even paid for and delivered my dinner. what a nice end to this tour. But that's the way life is. It puts obstacles in your way. And it's up to you whether you give up, stay in your comfort zone, or whether you face the obstacles. Even if the problems seem unbelievably big. I mean, how are you going to get to Antwerp with a damn DIY bicycle trailer? But if you divide the problems into small pieces, 30 kilometers a day, then it adds up to something really big. And at some point, the goal is reached. But it is crazy that this trailer has really endured all this time. Alright, I still have 30 kilometers to go, but it's held up so far, but I won't say too much now, otherwise bad things will happen. Oh Gott, was tue ich hier? This trip has cost me a lot, in terms of strength, but also in terms of courage and endurance. But I've also experienced so much, met so many great people, and I have not regretted 1 second of it. Of course, I could have made it easier for myself, but where's the fun in that? After so many obstacles, I know what I have achieved. After these 2 months, I have learned what adventure and freedom means, how to deal with setbacks and still persevere, what makes me happy, and what it is to feel at home. I wish I had the energy to do this forever, but now it's also nice to do nothing for a while, to get back to the boring obligations and not have to look for a new place to sleep every day. So it's the last few meters. I can't believe that this pieced together thing here has gone through all of this, that I have gone through all that. And most importantly, thank you to all the wonderful people. It was you who made this trip possible in the first place. I never would have expected such warm-hearted hospitality.
Creatures of my dreams raise up and dance with me. Now and forever, I'm
But the journey is not quite over yet.